The secret to solving problems. Joel Osteen. Life can be challenging, and we all face obstacles and problems at some point. It can be tempting to focus solely on our own problems and try to solve them on our own, but sometimes that approach simply doesn't work. That's where Joel Osteen's message comes in. Helping others can be the secret to solving our own problems. When we're going through tough times, it can be easy to feel isolated and alone, but the truth is, there are always people around us who could use our help.
But sometimes God won't allow you to solve your own problem. The secret is you have to help someone else solve their problem. You have to take the focus off yourself and be good to others in your time of need. As you sow that seed, that's what's going to bring the harvest that you're waiting for.
By taking the focus off ourselves and turning our attention to others, we can not only make a positive difference in their lives, but also find a solution to our own problems. Take the example of Joel's father, who chose to help a nearby Spanish church instead of expanding their own. This act of kindness ended up benefiting their own church in the long run, as funds poured in and they managed to build their church debt-free. It just goes to show that when we give of ourselves, we can be rewarded in unexpected ways.
He didn't know anyone there. He had never met the pastor. But one afternoon, leaving Lakewood, he pulled in and talked with some people. They told how they started construction but had complications. It was costing more than they thought. Now they had run out of funds and the building was just sitting there indefinitely. Well, my father was believing to raise the funds to expand Lakewood. We needed the finances, but he told the congregation instead of giving money for our building, he was going to take up an offering for their building.
And then there's the story of Joseph, who continued to help others even when he was going through difficult times himself. By using his talents and skills to help those around him, he eventually found himself in a position of power and was able to solve his own problems. We can all learn from Joseph's example. Instead of focusing solely on our own problems, we can look for ways to use our talents and resources to help others. It might be volunteering at a local charity, mentoring a young person, or simply being a listening ear to someone who needs it. And when we help others, we can trust that God will take care of us in return. We may not always see the blessings coming, but they are on their way.
You are setting a miracle in motion for yourself. When you show favor, the scripture says favor will come to you. And here's the beauty. When you help others, what you give is going to come back to you, but not in the same proportion, pressed down, shaken together, running over. My father helped that Spanish church that one time, but the blessing from that obedience is still coming.
It's like sowing seeds. When we plant them, we can't always see what's happening beneath the surface, but eventually the plants will grow and produce a harvest. This principle applies not just to individuals, but also to communities and even nations. When we work together to solve each other's problems, we can create a better world for everyone. It might seem like a small thing, but even the tiniest act of kindness can have a ripple effect that spreads far beyond what we could ever imagine. So if you're struggling with a problem right now, take a moment to look around you. Who could use your help? How can you use your talents and resources to make a positive difference in someone else's life? Remember, by helping others, you're sowing the seeds that will eventually bring the harvest you're waiting for.
Joel, I can't help somebody else. I got my own problems. I can't give away what I need for my dreams. I'm counting on that. When you give your time, your energy, your resources, your talent, you will never end up with less. That is a seed you're sowing that's going to keep coming back to you. I am reaping a harvest from seeds of obedience that my parents sowed 50 years ago. When you live a life of generosity, making sacrifices for others to come up higher, that's not only going to impact you for the good, it's going to impact your children, your grandchildren. Those seeds are going to keep on producing.